Tuning in today with our special guest, BeeJay Hurst. It's an honor, a privilege to have this guy here. I think this is going to be a great interview, a lot to talk about, a lot to talk about. So I want y'all to get to know him. I actually just met him personally maybe about a month ago. I've known him for a while, didn't realize, I'll tell you more about it further into the interview. But I'm going to hand it over to BeeJay. Go ahead, brother, introduce yourself, say whatever you'd like to say, talk to these folks, and it's all yours, man.
Word. What's up, everybody? I'm BeeJay Hurst. Moved here recently to Lubbock, long way from home, East Coast baby. Out here doing my thing, just aspiring to be a great professional mixed martial artist, ready to get into these meaty questions.
There we go. I love it. So, man, I just want to jump into this. Few things I want to scratch because I think we got a lot more to talk about. That's a lot more important that these folks want to hear. First and foremost, on the ride over here, I want to say thank you for your service. You did serve. We appreciate that. That takes a lot to do that and then transition, now into what you're doing. But man, where I really want to start is, so wrestling, MMA. Tell me how it all started, brother. Tell me how it started.
Man, honestly, to be completely honest, I joined wrestling with my brother and my best friend as a joke. We just randomly walked. We wanted to get out of class. It was fourth period.
Gotcha.
The wrestling coach visited our middle school, and they were like, if you want to get out of class, you can go down here and hear about wrestling. And, then we're like, yeah, this is it. Let's get out of class. So we all took the opportunity to go down there, and my coach, Chris Brock, he was just so hardcore. And so, like, when you think of, like, a white Denzel Washington, this is it.
Okay.
Coach Brock. And he was sitting there, man, he was telling us about this wrestling. And finally, we was just like, all right, we're going to try it out. And we went, bro, and we all fell in love with it. Been wrestling since. So.
Gotcha. So, at what age did you get into wrestling?
8th grade, so I was 14 years old.
Okay.
So 14, just about to start freshman year.
Gotcha. So I assume you did it through high school.
Yes.
So to what level, what point did you do wrestling?
I never stopped. Honestly, I wrestle still to this day now. Even competitively. So I've been wrestling since 2000, and I'm pushing up on this is my 10-year anniversary of wrestling this year. So I've been doing wrestling for 10 years now. 2011 when I started.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me this: you do wrestling? How did you end up into MMA? Where did that come in?
Okay, so I just always been like generally just a good athlete, but wrestling, it took over for me. Maybe my sophomore years when I realized wrestling was all I wanted to do. So I stopped playing football. I was a multi-sport athlete. I played all the sports. My high school football coach hated that I wanted to quit and just wrestle. You know what I mean? So I ended up just full-time wrestling. I'll tell you what happened. I took second at 8th grade states. And it broke me so hard that I wanted to do nothing but dedicate everything I had to winning a state tournament. You know what I mean? So I went off to, by the time I graduated, I had made the All-Star team, I'm All-American. I had 3 or 4 state champions in freestyle, three state championships in folk style. You know what I mean? I had been at the top of the game, and it was like I had the option to go to multiple different schools to wrestle, and I had the option to go and serve my country. And because of the childhood that I had and I grew up, I was like, structure and things like that, that's what I want. So I went and I joined at 17 and I joined the Army. And my parents that I was with at the time, because I'm actually adopted. I was taken on by my best friend's family at a young age, just because of the situations that I had coming up.
Right.
So, but whenever I had got taken on, they were all pro Army and stuff, so it was like, it was cool, They were like, you want to go, you can go.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going, and, we're trying to make the transition to MMA was, I just showing off my wrestling skills a lot in the Army, and doing the kebabs tournaments and wrestling guys on the lake and stuff like that. So it it took us on to MMA. You learn to start choking people and stuff. So now I'm wrestling guys for beers and stuff in the Army. On the weekends having fun. We're just messing around. And then I came across Chris Red Dog Champagne. He's an old style. I'm not sure if you heard of him, but he's from Louisiana and he's a monster. Still to this day, you know what I mean? And he was like my first taste of MMA, in Leesville, Louisiana, back in 2016, you know what I mean? And he's got this, like, he's got this tropical smoothie shop, but it's a rolling shop too. So you can go in there and you can roll jujitsu and you can buy protein drinks and so like just crazy, bro.
Make money how you got to, man.
Yeah, man.
If it works, it works. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was pretty lit.
So when you got your first taste of MMA, how did wrestling play part? Because it is a big part of the MMA world. What was it for you?
It was my savior. So natural.
Okay.
It was my spidey sense. I knew that I could go in there and do anything, and then my wrestling would bail me out, and it did from all of my career. Still, I got 100% takedown.
Gotcha.
Anybody I've gone against, I've taken them down.
Yeah, man. When I got started in the sport, that's the thing I didn't have. Yeah. I was destroyed all the time, man. Wrestlers, even if they weren't wrestlers and just jits guys, tore me up all the time, man. So I respect that. They'll get me, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing, man? Hey, so that's cool, man. So. You say you're East Coast boy. You did some stuff in Louisiana, got tied into it. You ended up in New Mexico. Yeah. Trained with a mutual friend that we have. Victor Hernandez. You were there for a while with him. Yeah. Then you transitioned here to Lubbock, Texas, man. You're in Lubbock, Texas, and you're now at Different Breed MMA.
The doghouse.
Man, tell me the change, the difference when you got here. Well, what's the grind been like, man?
Man, I'm gonna tell you that I originally came across Different Breed through a mutual friend who was like, "Hey, man, you're close to here. This is what you need to do. You're ready to go and try to get better training so that you can go for the next level. Because my end goal is obviously to be on the big stage. Make the big dollars. That's my end goal for sure. So they were like, you need more." You need better, higher training, And then actually, my original plan was to go down to Houston Metro. I'm following my daughter in a sense, but I'm still following what's best for me. My daughter is in Amarillo, so this is the halfway point. Okay. So originally she was in Houston, so it was Metro with Coach Shaw, the Godfather of MMA. Yep. So it was either going down there or coming up here, and those were my two choices, And Different Breed, it was like every time I heard about guys coming out of this gym, they're all hard asses, so I'm like, I gotta go here, So I ended up going, and I wasn't the big dog in the gym, for a long time. Still not the big dog in the gym, you know what I mean? So, and that's the kind of stuff I look for. I want to go somewhere where I'm getting pushed to my limits, and I just happen to go there, and that place has just been a dog shack for me since. So,
for sure.
I've been enjoying it.
It's been a grind there, man. So I mean, you got training partners like Kelvin Martinez, Jonathan Martinez. You got Derek the Stallion in there. What's it like, getting to train with these guys that, are level, especially Jonathan and Derek? You have Bellator, you have UFC. What's the grind like with them, man?
It's day and night because they hold no slack for you. You know what I mean? You're either gonna be there to train or you're in their way. You know what I mean? But that's how it should be. Every gym you go to, iron's gonna sharpen iron. But, Different Breed, like I said, like before Different Breed, I was popping from gym to gym, whether it was like I was at Hard Knocks or I was over at my own establishment, or if I was doing Fire and Ice, karate, or I was moving around from gym to gym, where I couldn't have that. I didn't have that full time, that family feeling, or that that accountability, or just that consistency, or people getting to know you and knowing how you act and train. So it's like I said, man, it's been a very, very good setting for me over at DB right now.
Nice, man. And I understand that. It's been. I've known Derek Campos for, years when I first started. And it's been forever since I've rode or done anything with him. And, before I left Victory Combat Sports, we had the grand opening and he was there. Yeah. And I rode about 8 minutes with him, dude. And I should have never done that, man. I just walked out there. I was like, hey, man, let's do it for old time's sake. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And, he'll go with anybody, and it was awesome. And, it's always nice to go back, with those people that you started with. I miss, doing stuff with him from back in the day when he first started his pro career, and now here you are getting to work with him and him, give you pointers, ideas, and so you got the Dragon there. So that's cool, man. And of course you got everybody else there, besides you being, a wrestling coach and helping people, you're also being helped. You got Danny there. You got John Medina with the boxing. Jason. I mean, Sergio. All these guys. Gabe Garcia. Yeah. All these old school cats, man. And that's super cool. Bro. It really is. So what's jiu-jitsu like for you now, being with these guys, with Jason, Sergio, Gabe? What's it like for you now? What's your jits world like now?
Everything's opened up completely for me. My whole spectrum of it, like just the whole game of MMA has been involved. Just in this little few short weeks I've been here, up here in Lubbock. Just like I said, it's the greatness of being able to train with great athletes, great performers, great coaches, and on a smaller scale. Not that many people are in our gym all the time, so
Gotcha.
we can get that one-on-one relationship. You can get that help, that development where you lack. So it's been great, honestly, man. Because like before this, like I said, my jiu-jitsu was pretty mediocre. It was one-dimensional. Didn't really have much. I relied on my wrestling a lot. Whereas now I can consider myself more of a jiu-jitsu artist. I play with the jiu-jitsu. I'm running X guards. I'm coming off my back. I'm hitting pendulum sweeps. I'm doing it all.
Nice, man.
It's just development, bro.
It's an iron sharpen iron.
For real.
Yeah. So, and I recently got to see you. I dropped in just to say hi, and you were working wrestling.
Word.
And it was amazing. The mat was full.
Yeah.
And every time you stopped, said something, boom, everybody was tentative to what BeeJay was saying, and it's nice to see that, in a gym. That's the thing. You got to listen. You got to focus, whether you know it or not, or you have an idea what's going on. Listen.
Word.
Just listen, because that's how you're gonna grow, and that's what I love. People that have that champion mindset.
Word.
Hey,
I credit
man,
that back to Fort Mill Wrestling, man. That comes from my wrestling room.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
nice. And it was some good stuff, man. So here we are. We're at Different Breed MMA. You had your last fight when?
December 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
December 5th.
Solid opponent, man. Chris Vereen. I took the fight. No excuses. I took the fight on short notice. So I ended up losing due to rear naked choke in the end of the second round.
Okay.
And I was on him, bro. I pressured him the whole time. I felt good. I jumped to pros. We coming off of COVID. I was just coming. My last fight prior was a big viral knockout I had, and so I had jumped up. I jumped up for the opportunity. Obviously take the fight at welterweight. First time I fought 70. Haven't been 170 since 7th grade. So
right.
It was a lot of adversaries that I had to face to make that fight possible. But I'm glad I did it. I lived. I learned a ton from the loss. You know what I mean? So I'm just ready to turn this into good energy.
I got you. So yeah, you're at welterweight now, and we were kind of talking about this in the car. 3 years ago, you fought at super heavyweight.
Super heavyweight.
For Havoc under Isidro. He put on a good show.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, so you had posted it, I was actually there. I was there for those fights, man.
Great time. 261 I weighed in.
God, so what, 261, we're now sitting at welterweight. What has that been like for you? What was the process? What was the grind like?
The grind and the process was pretty. A lot of people don't know. I actually intended to get that large. Maybe 4 months prior to that fight, I was, 189, 190 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I was climbing cell towers.
Okay.
which was my profession right out of the military was, a tower hand and something I loved. I was really good at.
Okay.
Did it all the time.
Okay.
So I actually aspired to get that large. And then the fights, Isidro's fights came across Facebook, and it was just like, I could do this. You know what I mean? Take this guy. So, of course, they give me the 6'4", 250-pound
He was
guy.
a big dude.
Steve Navarro from Eagles Nest at the time. Yeah, so he was from here at the time, and he was giant. I was just like...
Yeah.
But, I was big, man. I was giant.
Yeah, most definitely. So, now here we are. We're at welterweight.
Yeah.
We have Mountain Force MMA coming up May 15th.
Yes, sir.
And you got Andy Carter sitting in front of you.
Andy the Lion Carter.
So let's talk about it, man. I've been seeing posts, you're on your grind, your weight is great. And you've been letting them know, hey, I'm coming. So what are you doing? Talk to me about it, man. Talk to me about this fight, Mountain Force. Tell me a little bit about it.
Mountain Force, first of all, I'm super glad they put me on. Just glad that they're actually, I got put on through the Smith brothers, who were actually the matchmakers, used to be the matchmakers for Tough Enough.
Okay.
Okay, and that's how they bridged me in with the link for the fight. But Andy, he's a big deal up there, the other half of the United States. So to them, that's their champ, and I love to kill people's king. So just going out there, he's 1-1, I believe. I think he's got 3 or 4 belts as an amateur. Multiple fights. So he's been on the scene too as well. I think he's been a little inactive recently, but I mean he's coming up from 55. I think he was a 55er. Now he's fighting at 70. So just to me, he's just really in the way. I'm trying to do something much larger than him.
I got you.
Yeah, so but it's
I
gonna be
got
good.
you. So, okay, talking about that, so when you go into a fight, um, what do you do for preparation? Do you check out the person you're fighting? Do you let your coach do it?
Man.
How do you handle it? Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. Me
What does
personally,
BeeJay do?
I don't give a shit. I don't care who's in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I will not go and watch your videos. I'm not gonna go look at your Facebook page. I don't want to know where you train at. I just see you at the weigh-in, and may God be with you. That's how I've always been. Until more recently, I'm learning the more professional, the business side of this fight game. Where, and I understand, you gotta review your guy. You gotta see how he presents himself. You gotta see how he's marketing himself. Things like that. Whether even it has nothing to do with wanting to make fear or put the fear out of your heart. It's more so of how is he marketing himself and how can I market myself better than him. So that's really why now I'll go and I'll watch his fights. I'll see how this guy is. See how he attends to the crowd and stuff like that. Because me, I'm a people person. So when I go out, I want the crowd to love me. I want your people to love me. I want everyone to love me. So I try to just. I do it more so for my business purpose, not so much as like, let's see what he's working with, because I'm positive if I'm struggling with guys now, my whole plan's in the ruin. You know what I mean? So I got bigger plans.
And that's good, because you get these fighters or even coaches, they'll watch, they'll check this person out, and they'll try to build a game around their strength.
No.
The way I see it, and a lot of people are starting to come around.
They gotta adjust.
Is you got adjust on the spot. But your fighter needs to be well-rounded all the way around.
Yeah,
there should be no concerns. Striking may be better than the ground game, but you want your ground game to be up there. It's got to be up there that you can at least take care of yourself. So I like that. It's a kill or be killed type deal.
And a lot of this game comes down to your mental stability anyway. So you naturally want a champion's naturally going to have that mindset anyway of just this guy has to adjust to me. I'm not adjusting to his game.
Exactly.
He's got to play his defense, my offense.
Exactly. It's funny you say that because the last guy I had on, Mateo Gonzalez, young dude, kind of said something similar to that, man.
Yeah.
He's just like, I want them to adjust to me. There's nothing they're going to throw my way that's going to throw me off my game. Because my game is everywhere. I can do anything, and get it done. So, kind of carrying on with that, how many days are you at the gym? How long are you there? Because I know y'all grind over there, man.
Man,
so
everybody's different, man. I live at the gym. So I'll say we're there at 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 to 7. That's normally our first session. I might go in there. I run personals, so I'm there anyway from 8 till 3. I'm probably gonna work out with half my clients. You know what I mean? Do some of the workout with them.
Right.
Then I'm back in there again. We're open from 6 until 9:30, so the gym's open. The time I walk in there, I want every minute to count. So I'm trying to go. I'm doing something. I'm on the bag. I'm on a machine. I'm on the ski. I'm doing mitts. You know what I mean? Something's going on. And especially like with us being so active right now, we got a lot of fights coming up. The gym is heavy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's hot. They want the doors open. I want the doors closed. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's great, bro. The environment's awesome. The feel is good. You know what I mean? People are in there, truly there to grind. If you're not, we'll weed you out. You know what I mean? So you either hang or you just get out.
Yeah, for sure, man. So y'all got guys fighting a week before you, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks before you.
Coming up, Kansas.
That's gonna be in Kansas, and then where is Mountain Force gonna be at?
Mountain Force is gonna be in Laramie, Wyoming. So
okay, Wyoming. Okay.
Bit of a trip, but still, you know what I mean? We fight anywhere.
Okay. So I mean, dang, man. I feel like there's so much more we could talk about, but I'm gonna leave it for the people to guess.
Sure.
So take this time, man. I know you got tickets for sale, correct?
Yeah,
okay, so why don't you tell these folks how they can get a hold of you, where they can get them,
Awesome.
Whatever it is, or if they can view it online. It's all you, bro. So let these folks know.
No doubt. So everybody uses social media. You can find me on any brand of your social media at BeeJay, BeeJay, HURST right there with the number 3 at the end, and it'll bring you to me. there you can meet me. You can reach me on in all the DMs. I still actively take care of all my social media. Not that big yet, so you message me in the DM. I'll help you out with the ticket links. The fight is May 1st. Laramie County Civic Center. That's where it's gonna be at. And then the ticket sale link I'll have to drop to you through any brand of social media. Follow, like, share my videos, share me. Like I said, I'm just, day by day trying to be next.
For sure. Most definitely. Well, folks, there you have it. BeeJay Hurst just gave you everything you need to know about his fight coming up. May, what'd you say, 15th?
May 15th.
May 15th. May 15th coming up. He's fighting Andy Carter in Wyoming. I will tag everything down below after this interview. The information that he gave, I'll be sure to get it tagged in there. That way, if anybody has any questions, you can just go to the comment. It'll be tagged in there. But man, BeeJay, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure to get to meet you, get to know you, learn a little bit more about you. I hope you people watching, I hope y'all enjoyed it. There's many, many more to come, and maybe, hey, let's say maybe after May 15th, after there's a dead body, maybe we get you back on and we talk about the fight. We can get you back on, let's talk about it, and let's see who's next, But thank you, everybody, again, for tuning in to J-Man2K TV on YouTube and Facebook. Don't forget, like, share, follow, not only for myself, but for BeeJay Hurst right here. Like I said, this is it right here. BeeJay, Hurst, Hurst.
Dare to be different.
There you go. Dare to be different. Thank you so much, everybody that tuned in. I appreciate the comment from Lee up there. Had I not seen that, we wouldn't have seen BeeJay's face the whole time. That's the whole point of the live deal, man.
Really?
Somehow, dude. So it's funny. The little thing in the corner got moved, and I didn't realize it was actually in the middle earlier.
Yeah.
So it got moved somehow. My apologies. We'll get it fixed. No big deal. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. I will be bringing another episode. I will be out of town in Fayetteville, Arkansas, but I will still be bringing a live interview from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. And when I get back, I have another interview as soon as I get back from another local. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a